the way we think about our whole customer experience is we're all kind of bonkers pet parents ourselves, and we go kind of, what would we want? And so I think, the payments piece is a really important part of that, going, actually, how do you take the stress away in a stressful situation? And that's what the real-time payouts does. So the faster we can actually get the money back to people, if they're covered, right? So don't muck around with actually getting the payment back to them. The faster we can do that, the better. It was actually, for us, it's been pretty critical to the whole proposition, because pet insurance is a pretty unusual product in insurance, and that as a customer at the vet, you actually pay for the service up front, and then the vet kind of helps you lodge the claim afterwards. And so you've got this kind of, you've got an uncertainty about whether you're going to be covered, and B, you've got an uncertainty about whether you're going to get, how much money you're going to get back. And so we built a solution that allowed us to actually check coverage while the customer's at the vet, and that takes away the uncertainty. But we actually needed a solution that allowed us to pay. What we wanted to do is actually pay the bill straight there, direct to the vet, which was really difficult to do. And you kind of go, does it really matter? But I think for a bunch of people, sometimes a vet bill could be 5-10 grand, and people just don't have that money lying around. So it creates a huge amount of stress for the customer about whether they're going to get the money back, and a huge amount of stress for the vet, who's going, well, can the customer actually afford the care that I actually want to recommend? And so the real-time payments has been critical to us, because effectively what we can do is we can approve the coverage while the customer's at the vet. They pay us their excess in-app, and then we pay the full amount to the vet before the customer leaves the clinic effectively. I think there's probably two things that insurers really struggle with. The first is, and a lot of companies have this too, but legacy tech platforms. And I think in insurance, they don't get much more legacy than some of the platforms that people are on, and they're built for standardization rather than innovation in product. And so I think that we've built the tech stack ourselves because we wanted to build the product the way we wanted to build the product. And then probably the second thing, which is a bit of an insurance-y one, but even if you pay for your insurance on a monthly basis, it's an annual product, and it really means innovation in insurance is very hard. So if you insure with me on the 31st of December, I don't actually see you till the 31st of December next year, and that's the product. And so in the interim, if you actually want to innovate and give customers new things, it's pretty hard to do that. You have to put a new product in marketplace or wait for 12 months. So it really stifles innovation. And so we've kind of built Fetch as a genuine subscription model, which means we can continuously innovate in the product. And if we have an idea one month, it means that everyone gets it the next month when we roll it out. And that really differentiates our speed to market to kind of keep making the product better. Well, I think it's across industries, isn't it? I can't think of a reason why, certainly in our space, that you should go to the vet and have coverage and then potentially have to wait, weeks to be reimbursed. And it definitely feels a case that, there's a disposable income kind of crunch especially for younger people around it. So I think one of the things that'll drive it from what Joel said is actually not just their expectations, but actually the needs. And then I think probably then it creates a bit of regulatory impetus as well to make sure that actually the whole system is actually moving quicker. And if you can make sure that the security is good, and I think that's one thing we haven't touched on yet, the security's got to be great. If the security is good, then we should definitely be embracing it.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer in this space, and I think Australia's in such a lucky position to have such advanced payment tech. I mean, there's so many regions around the world who haven't even gotten close to where we are, and I think it's a no-brainer to embrace it as much as we possibly can.
Anything, I think, which is enhancing trust and security in the system makes a difference to us, especially when you've got fundamentally kind of new financial flow processes. And so for us, the certainty of accuracy is important, because of course then it actually allows us to go faster and to actually implement the changes in the product. So I think it's an important step forward. But I think there's still plenty of innovation, isn't there, to come. And Ian's point around frauds is obviously a pretty critical one too, because that for us is a killer, because it just comes back to the customers in the end anyway, right? Especially in insurance. And so I think where we can actually get greater certainty and put a greater trust in the system, then it's a big step forward.